Hello and welcome fellow gaming fans once again to Rising World. I'm Small Archangel and this is Small Archangel's farm in my semi-creative zone. We don't have a full-fledged creative mode yet, but when we do we'll be back here and I'll be going crazy with creative mode. Until then, the water update, long awaited, finally hit a day ago, and this is the video I intended to make straight away, but I have had some world generation problems to deal with in the meantime. There are still some rents and tears in my world here and there, and I think that's got to do with the way that the world generates. If you have water appear right on your doorstep, as it were, right next to your builds, then that causes random generation issues, because there is, for example, a cave absolutely dead opposite my designer home, which wasn't there before. So obviously that causes sort of terrain glitches and things. This update brings, obviously, water in the form of ponds and lakes and also oceans. The oceans actually form an ocean biome all of their own, so that's going to be interesting to find. We can swim, of course, and we can drink from water sources now, although I believe not from the ocean because that's salted, which makes perfect sense to me. And so we'll be experimenting with that a little bit anyway. So we don't need our watermelon now, though watermelon does still seem to quench thirst. I have tested that. Water is currently static rather than dynamic, which means that while we can place it with the use of creative mode, which we'll be doing a little bit later on in the video, at the moment, if you dig around a water source, the water itself will not move, so it does not flow. So that's something to bear in mind as well when we're building and creating. We can place it, but at the moment it does not flow. And so there are no rivers in the game either. Just sort of smaller lakes and ponds and what have you. Which is what we're going to go in search of now. I believe we can swim as well if we find a large enough body of water. So, but I don't know how close. Now, while I was fixing holes in the terrain, I did actually see some around here. If you saw my video on how to fix the terrain issues. Oh, here we go. Here's a pond. So that's only a small one, as we can see. It's just about big enough to swim in. We can drown, of course, but it doesn't look like we have anything. I assume we can drown. I'm not willing to test that, to be honest with you, but I can't see anything on the HUD that suggests that we're running out of oxygen or anything there. Maybe we get sort of a buff or something. Let's see. Can I drink from this? There we go. We drank some water, so we just use our action key to drink from the water. This is only a small pond. I'm not going to go too close to that bear. But there are larger ones as well, apparently, lakes and what have you. Though I have to admit, I have not found one yet. And also, the ocean. So we're going to go in search of the ocean now. And we're going to see if we can see some water in some nice scenic locations in the world. See how it generates in. out what the water looks like in the world, it's time to see what we can do with it. I always wanted to build a pool on this house. It just cries out for one. As you can see, I've done a bit of prep. I've perfectly leveled this bit of ground almost perfectly, and taken all the grass away, so we're ready to sort of place our pool area here. Now I've already favorited some blocks, so we're gonna use this block here a little bit as well, maybe just for the sort of pool surround. And I've got some tiles favorited as well, and of course we need stone for that, but we should have enough, I hope. So we're gonna go and craft some of that now. So in my favorites we have this one, which is what we made the house out of. I think it's that one. And then I've favorited these tiles here and those, and also those for our pool. Now I thought these ones might be good for the outside edge, so we'll just make a bunch of 64 of those for the moment, and we'll see how we do with those. Now I'm going to place these all the way around the outside. And we're going to need more. I wasn't absolutely sure, but we do have quite a large area here. There we go. So we're going to need a few more of those. So I'll go craft some. There we go. Now I would quite like this surround to be a little bit wider. In any case, we've only got half a tile there, so I think we need to do this. Thankfully, I think I made more than one lot of these. There we are. And now I'm going to have to do a bit of mining and dig this out to appropriate depth. So I hope you guys will bear with me. That's about as level as I can manage to get it, and it's a bit wonky around the walls, but it's time to place some of our other blocks. So I've got two types of block. Now this is where I need to make sure I've got the right one. I've got these ones, which I want to place one layer of just around the outside, like so. Oh, we missed a bit. Typical. Oops, I knew we were going to need more than one lot of those. There we go. And the other ones I've got, that isn't right. And the other ones I've got are just white tiles, but a little bit smaller than the ones we had up top. And yet again, there's a bit I've missed. There we go. And that bit there is obviously going to cause a problem too. And that is quite deep enough. So now we just need to get rid of the excess dirt around the outside. I knew I hadn't got it very level. Oh. Creative mode is of course much quicker for this, but mostly I prefer to stay out of creative mode where possible. Although we are going to need it for placing the water. Oh, look at that. Iron ore in my swimming pool. How classy. And then the blocks we're going to use for the bottom are the same as the ones for the walls. So fairly plain. Finished. Now it has occurred to me that probably would be helpful to have some sort of steps to get out of here. So to that end I've made some steps, oddly enough, because I'm not absolutely certain how easy it's going to be to get out of here. So I will just place some steps at this end of the pool. And it did occur to me as well that it might be nice, if we can, to sort of round off the steps, at least down at the bottom there, like so. There we go. Nice. Alright, now we're ready for the water. Now we're going to need the console, so we need to set game type 1 to enable creative mode, and I think water is in with terrain tools, so F5 and then it's number 4, and I'm not quite sure how this works. I guess, oh, there we go, we place it like that in sections, and I'm not sure how we change the depth of it, but at the moment we'll just try and make it all the same depth. Oh, hard, easier said than done. There we are. So what we have now is a fairly shallow pool, although it looks like, oh, looks like I missed a bit of dirt down there. It looks like we could probably make it go a bit deeper than that, maybe by doing that. Though whether that will deepen the water in the middle of the pool, I'm not sure, because of course the water is not dynamic, it does not flow at the moment. Oops, took a dip slightly before I intended to there. So there we go. Now, how we get the water to be the same level in the middle, I'm not sure. I guess we can... Now, is that the right... I think that's the right level there. Like so. But without there being any blocks here, I'm not sure if the middle will level out or if it will just look like it's flowing up the steps, which it kind of does at the moment, but I'm not sure how to get that level. I'm not sure if we really have a water leveling tool. So that's quite peculiar. I'm not sure if we have to sort of place blocks in there in order to... I suppose we could try doing that. Let's just see... F4, do I have some blocks left over? Yes, we do. Okay, it's going to be kind of weird, but Alright, there we go. Now, back to terrain tools, back to water. And if I can, there we go. We've got, I think, did that do anything, or have I placed water under the water? Oh no, I have done that right. It's just that there's still a bit of a... There we go. If we do that on all four sides, that should make the water a little bit more... This is kind of peculiar, of course. Once it's got dynamics and flows, then this will no longer be necessary. So I might need to do another one of those pillars here. I can't reach. Okay, let's hope we don't drown while we're doing this. There we go. And then back to F5. And I'm not sure if I can do it from in here, so let's just... This looks pretty level at this end now. Or almost. Yeah, that's pretty level at that end, so if we can do this now, this should finish it off. Okay, looks to me like we've perhaps got a little bit in the middle there where the water isn't quite the right level. And so the only way probably to sort that out would be for us to sort of keep building pillars, and I'm just going to get rid of those. Well, our pool is pretty much finished. There's still the odd kind of dip in the water, which I don't seem to be able to do anything about. The thing is, you don't notice until you've kind of, yeah, and then it's got these little whirlpools, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, I've waited till nightfall because I want to place some more lights. You can see I've established that we can put some in there. I've put 2 on this end already. I'm going to use the grid to see if I can place them in appropriate positions, preferably without falling in. If we put 1 there, and then 1 on the opposite side. And then I've got some put on the sides as well. Well, for some reason the lights refuse to place on that wall. I can't think why. As far as I can make out, it's a bona fide wall, just like all the other ones. I have no idea if there's something gone weird with the terrain or something. And then, of course, we've still got a couple of holes in the top of the water as well, in a bizarre kind of style. So I think it's going to take a little while to get really used to sort of placing this new block that we have, which is, you know, water, but it's going to be fun finding out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it, and I hope you'll join me for the next one, which will be back to my Rising World Survival series, when we'll go in search of water and we'll see what we can do with water in some of our creative stroke survival builds. So if you like this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Feel free to leave any comments as per. And until I see you in the next video, keep gaming, stay happy, and do the doggy paddle. Bye bye for now.